about database, but usually we know database on website, but rarely we encounter with database on the phone. So on iPhone, even for Android, we use SQLite. I don't know much about it. Yeah, we also use SQLite. So with iPhone also store data in a SQLite file on the phone. But we have something called core data, which is a framework of iOS. Help us to manipulate with the SQLite file faster and also more optimized, faster and easier to code, something like that. So the case is one of the cool things about core data is that it helps us to migrate the data in case we have change in the schema. Like you deploy the app for 1 month, you have 1,000 users use that app. Now you change the schema of the database. So they have their local data already. If we update the newer app and the code is fine, but for the schema, we don't want to delete users' data. So we need to do migration. So, okay. I will talk about...
Sorry, so looks very small.
Yeah. Okay, so when we have to do migration, when users has data already, and we don't want to delete them all. And why? Yeah, that's a reason. So how can we do that? So we do that with core data. Okay. From iOS we have a method provided by Apple already called lightweight migration. Means that we don't have to care about columns or things. The solution can be this solution can be run by any version of schema. We just don't care, right? Means like you have the first version, when you have a second version, we don't care what inside about that, what inside about the schema. It just means that you have one more attribute in a table. Earlier, when you want to change, when you want to add more column in a table for a website, it would be a huge change. Like you have to go to the model to edit the code and edit the class, the controller, even the view. So it's really tough. So for iPhone, of course, we have to edit the view. Means that the display on the phone. But for the model, we don't have to do that. And some more changes, like a field which is non-optional become optional. A default value of an attribute. Here we call it attribute instead of column. You rename a table, or in case we call this entity. So all of this can be done automatically by core data. So suppose that we have a schema like this. So
Too small.
Too small?
Too small.
Yeah.
Why? I wonder why can it full screen everywhere? Like this. Okay.
Or it's Hackintosh.
Can you zoom in or something?
No.
I just scan the slide and
zoom.
Wow. Weird. Sorry.
Like it looks like we. So, yeah, this is the idea. Like we have chef, there's a name and a lot of recipes, and recipe have some attribute in there, and each recipe have ingredients.
An app for
Maybe restaurant or somewhere, but
Yeah,
restaurant to make a schema for that thing.
So this is the original schema. So we use this schema, we build the app and we distribute to the users. And the app is gonna look something like this. So this is the first version of the app.
Start the uninstall.
Yeah, right. So this is how the apps look like. It will show the list of the chefs, list of the recipe we have.
Only have one.
Yeah. And the ingredients of the recipe. So what if a lot of restaurants install this app already? Now we upgrade to a newer version. that we change something on the name. We don't want to use the name as the attribute of the Jeff anymore. We want to use something different, like my cool name, something like that. And we will add more thing called avatar here. We want to have each Jeff has an image, has a photo. So with the website, you have to go to the code and change everything. Right? So with this, should I demo the arrow thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You should do step by step, like we're going to add a new version of this thing and throw anything.
So on Xcode, this is like a database schema. Now we will add a new version of it. We call it database 2. Now the app still pick the original version. I'm going to change it to database 2.
Yep, and at one time we're telling that the app will use the next version of the database.
Yeah, but it's not just that, because we will have to change something. So I have to change this to something cool name.
Yep. And there's some more attributes.
Call avatar.
Again, can you zoom in?
Really?
Yeah, maybe that's it. Okay.
Okay, done. So the database changed. Now, suppose that this is the app, and it has the data on the phone ready. Actually, you can take a look by looking into the simulator. I think it's better. Where is it? Actually, on the phone, it will be like this.
You zoom in?
Yeah. Inside phone, inside real phone, we will have this kind of folder, a document store a SQLite file. Supported actually just a SQLite file like this. Okay. Now when we migrate, what Xcode does is just override this file. It's an application file. It does not override the SQLite file. And when it reads that SQLite file, it will got error. So run it. And it will cause a crash.
Oh, can you explain the crash again?
So Xcode saying something. The model used to open the store is incompatible with the one used to create the store. So it's something incompatible.
So like clear, like in Korea you have something called a managed object, a management model, and that managed model is something that belongs to the current version of the phone. So the phone we have the model, and it will try to tell the persistent coordinator, let's say, hey, give me the physical file, and when the physical file is given, then look at that physical file and you see that the structure of the model is not compatible with the structure of the real file. So that's the reason why it changed. So we changed in the code, but the physical file still in its own schema. That's the reason why the file narrow incompatible one.
So it didn't do anything with the
Yep.
Datadog SQLite that Kien showed us before.
Yeah, right. So the solution is in core data, there's something, an object that will talk directly with the SQLite file called a persistent coordinator. So this object will talk directly with the SQLite file. So this line of code is actually will set the option of this coordinator, and so far this is null. The option is null. So now we gotta add an option so that it automatically migrate to a new version.
What is that option again?
Okay, I will turn to this project to save time. To have code.
Okay, just take time to add things. Because like it looks like
So this
that option is actually like we try to load the SQL file into memory, like matching on the structure of the SQL file with the structure of the class. Real weird thing.
to the old one.
Yeah. Okay. How can I go to the left? Okay, look at here. Okay. So, just like our IM that you see in the website, here I have Jeff recipe and ingredients. So when I fetch on the result, I
Oh,
got
yeah,
this.
please me.
Okay, here's class. You can see a Jeff. So when I fetch, everything return in a class. So I can really call very easily. If I want to get a recipe that belongs to that Jeff, I just get a set from the Jeff. So everything is translated into a class.
Just like the model in
And because we changed the actual data, so we need to update the real node to all of it too. So all of them is provided like automatically generated by core data. So can shift, yeah. And whenever we update to a new version, we will simply delete everything, the old one, and we say, okay, I want to, based on the new model, generate a whole set of models for me. Object that we actually use it. Okay, and then put it here. So you see, now it changed. And here, Jeff, inside Jeff, we have my full name. It's not my name anymore. And avatar. Okay, now we try to combine the project. Command B. So in the old code that we have here, we call it name. We try to get the name of Jeff, but it's no longer name anymore. So it should be my full name or something like that. Yeah. And in app delegate, when we create a sample data, we have it named here. So we need to change the code a little bit. Okay. Now that's everything we need to do for the migration. So we are ready, but we need one more step. Is that we need to tell the core data that, hey, those changes are small. Now I want to, you can handle all the migration yourself. Say, okay, just do the migration. They all belong to lightweight migration. You can add one more attribute, rename it, something like that. It's really simple. Core data can do it itself. You don't need to do it. For renaming, another thing that, so in here, like for example, in version 2, you rename my cool name from name. So you need to specify here. So it tell the name. It tell the core data that, hey, the old version I make it name, in the next version I make it my cool names. And you say renaming ID. So it automatically match those things together. And he will show you how to add option that will tell core data to automatically add everything.
So suppose that in compare to website, you have to go to controller, edit the variable name. Here we just done that step, but on the phone, because the SQLite file is still different.
Right.
Yeah, it's still crashed. You see, it's still crashed. Yeah, okay.
You need to specify option and then do not.
So just specify the option.
So the option until now is a known, right?
Yeah, it's known. So it's take no option. So if you say
Yep. So this is an option.
and pass it in.
So it's here. See, the option is near, right?
Okay. Now here is an option. So you get an NS my position automatically an option. So we do everything. It tries to do everything automatically. And here's another thing is a mapping model. It's something more advanced about it. So we deal with it later. But this thing generally like if we try to find a correct mapping model file and do it the rest for you. Okay. So now we try to run the app again. So it should not encounter any problem. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So everything is back to normal.
Yeah. Actually, we add the avatar, but on the code we haven't touched it yet. Yeah, so it should turn to pure.
Where's your learn batch?
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
This is the manual.
Okay.
So where's the second one?
No, this one. Where is it over there? This second.
This one is
Okay. So in a jet, so I will try to look for like when I display on the jet here. See, when I try to display on the jet into a table cell, I will try to look for an avatar. If the avatar is not set, so I try to set it into a default one. Otherwise, I'm going to use the one that's inside the database. So try to run the shit.
So this is new code,
So
and then
if we try to take the default ones and here, and everything is just
and notice that this is the old record.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the old record. So the data is still there and it's still reserved, everything is still fine. Now, okay, so the migration step is that. Now what if we have more complicated changes? So take a look. Yeah, okay, pass to this
My
one.
record is too small.
Okay, this is more complicated case. So back to this. Earlier we just add avatar and rename field. What if we add one more table or entity and we have more relationship like this? So we have to do something called manual, or not really manual, but we have to add one more thing called a mapping model. So instead of a schema, now we add more schema, and to specify the difference between those schema, we have something called mapping model. So that Xcode will look into that mapping model, which has a source and destination, and will convert automatically. So here, cuisine is something we just put it out from the recipe table. We put this in a different table. So on the code, it should be something. New one. So here we have free version, which is database free, which has 4 entities.
Strength for Bach. Usually.
Yeah, okay, same thing. So should we go into the code?
Okay. After making the changes, so here's the where is my okay. So I have my own one here.
Yeah,
so
mapping
we're gonna
one.
do it again. Delete it. Delete it. Okay. So I want to tell like I currently using database 3. I want to tell core data that hey, I provide you something from 2 to 3. So if you encounter a case that when you need to upgrade from 2 to 3, use this one. Okay. And I'm going to add it like a new file. So in iOS core data, I select a mapping model. So it gives me the option to migrate from 2. I select 2 and from 2 to 3. So and I give it a name. Okay. Okay. Like database 2 to 3. Yeah. Okay.
Back to the right.
Great.
Database.
Okay. Somewhere here. So in here, like if you try to change the name, here we have the source and destination. Destination is avatar. You migrate from source back to avatar, new avatar, and we keep the same thing. If in prison, this is a completely new thing,
Yeah, so
a completely new recipe relationship.
yeah, so no need to
And now we're back to the recipe. This is a completely new one. We just add more. So there's nothing to migrate to the next step. So we leave it here. There's a value expression that help you like to do some extra work, like this is an abstraction, and manager like it try to get it's called migration manager and do a custom function called destination instance for a long term. So if you want some customization, you can add something look like this. It's not really standard function, but just look like JavaScript or something like that. You can zoom out a bit. Alright. So after we're done with it, then here.
We need a projector.
So Let me see. Okay.
Try to do
Okay, cool. Okay. Okay.
It's really confusing.
We get out the position store coordinator and we say that, okay, here's the part to the database as well, right? So I try to get the source metadata. So I get a metadata is about it contains a hash of the current version of that version, and then I try to get a destination model. So here's the thing. The position coordinator, that's the one we talk with the physical file, will give me the data, the metadata for the physical file. And then I get it from, let's see, what is it? The source. Here's the source. So inside the source, so that the one that you see it here. So we are using the database 3. So we get the metadata of this one, and we try to compare. Those two. So whether it's compatible or not. If it's compatible, then there's no need for migration. Then we move to the next step, and we try to open it here. We try to add a position. We open it. If it fails, then okay, we need to do migration. Then we need to get the source model. We initiate a migration manager. We have all the source and destination. We specify a mapping models within this file. What is it?
Yeah.
Within this file. So we say, and we ask migration manager say from the old file, override it with this mapping file, and the type is SQL. And then everything is carried. And when it's done, we're done here. If we arrow, we will see it here. Okay? But actually, I got a problem in here. Because somehow the code cannot find this thing. So it's still somewhere about inside this one. But
And perhaps because you add to the folder.
no, well, like still in the next one. And this, like, if here's how you do it manually. If you don't have it, when you enable this thing, it will automatically look up everything for you. So this is how you do it manually. This long of code. This is how you do it with automatically. Just pass into one option, and everything is carry on. And from this point of time, if you see this thing, you will try to find this one, and then you will try to do add in here. So
I don't understand what just happened.
what just happened? What is
So you say there's a part that you do manually that take a bunch of code, and there's a part that it does automatically with some kind of options. Where would you specify the options?
the options here.
Oh, actually this
Who created the options?
The option? No, I mean the option is like isn't the option here. It is standard options. So if you pass it into a method, this method called add position with this option, coordinator will try the best to do things automatically. If it fails, then this method will fall, and nothing will be done here. So the application will abort immediately.
I think the big difference is in this case we have to use mapping model.
So are you guys saying you both need to do it manually and then does something magic with options?
No, actually for the manual
Uh,
works, we does not